The O'Reilly Factor is on tonight.
They have the other capabilities to basically do what they have to do to attack this country. They are a real danger.
Former Secretary of Defense Leon Panetta once again warning the Obama administration and the country that Islamic fanatics are getting stronger. Tonight, Charles Krauthammer and I will analyze this intense situation.
It's an open season against Islam, Muslims in Washington, Muslims in the general media, dehumanizing Muslims in movies like American Sniper.
The sister of a Muslim man murdered in North Carolina, blaming American society in part. We'll have that story.
FDR. What did the D stand for, you remember?
Delaware.
Also ahead, Water's World, the President's Day edition. Oh boy.
Who won the Civil War?
I don't know.
Take a guess.
America?
Caution, you are about to enter the no-spin zone. Factor begins right now. Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. The JV doing some serious damage. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. Over the weekend, ISIS savages in Libya beheaded 21 Christian migrant workers on camera. 21. The barbarity of that, hard to believe. These men are simply workers who traveled from Egypt to Libya to make some money for their families, but they were Coptic Christians, and so the jihadists executed them for their religious beliefs. Almost immediately, the White House issued a statement, quote, "The United States condemns the despicable and cowardly murder of 21 Egyptian citizens in Libya by ISIL-affiliated terrorists. We offer our condolences to the families of the victims." Notice the White House did not say the victims were all Christians, and that's why they were killed. Didn't say that. Statement also did not mention Islam or Muslim extremists or the jihad. Again, the avoidance of the true issue is truly shocking, and Americans should demand that it stop. Democrat Leon Panetta, former CIA chief and Secretary of Defense, once again defined the problem.
ISIS it truly represents kind of a whole new phase in the war on terrorism, and that have to be met tooth and nail with everything we've got. That's the reality. ISIS is a whole new chapter in terms of the terrorist threat to that area and to our country. When you look at terrorist threats around the world, the one you have to worry about the most is Al-Qaeda in Yemen, AQAP, because they have the bomb-making capability and they have the other capabilities to basically do what they have to do to attack this country. They are a real danger.
Now, Talking Points salutes Leon Panetta for being an honest man. Everybody in Washington knows President Obama is not confronting the jihad in an aggressive way, preferring to play word games. Because of that, jihadists all over the world are emboldened. They know they can expand their operations with little opposition. These are the first beheadings in Libya. They won't be the last. In Denmark, a lone Islamic militant killed 2 people, wounding 5 others over the weekend. We can expect murders like this pretty much on a regular basis now. Muslim fanatics are running wild, yet the world stands by and allows it. It's not just President Obama failing to confront evil, it's just about every nation in the world. This fable about a 60-country coalition united against ISIS is insulting. What are these nations doing? Nothing. It's easy to sign a piece of paper and not show up. Egyptian planes are now bombing some ISIS positions in Libya in retaliation for the slaughter there. We hope Egypt, which has a strong military, will join Jordan in consistently attacking these killers. But where's the coordinated effort? Where's the worldwide summit? Where's President Obama trying to lead the world to crush the jihadist movement? To those very simple questions, there is no answer. And that's the memo. Now for the top story tonight, reaction. Joining us from Washington, Charles Krauthammer. I'm getting a little angry about this. Yeah, I'm sitting here and I'm seeing James Buchanan in the White House, who knew that the Civil War was approaching, who didn't do anything to stop it. He knew the South was going to launch, which they did. And President Obama's got to know that ISIS is expanding. He gets intel every morning on his desk. He has to know it. And he does nothing. And you say?
Well, he's told us. He told us in the Vox interview about a week ago. This is not a year ago. This is not 2 years ago. This is, directly after the savage immolation of the Jordanian pilot. He said that the terrorism threat is overhyped. It's like the local news. If it bleeds, it leads. It's a media phenomenon. And then he said that this fight, that what we call the war on terror, is really like a big city mayor trying to control crime, which means his heart isn't in it. No mayor of a city imagines he's ever going to wipe out crime. There's always crime. It's like the poor, as the Bible says, it will always be with us. So he thinks it's something to be managed, and that it is being hyped by people who are either hysterical, who don't understand this, or who want to get us into bigger wars. He is the James Buchanan, and he's not going to be dissuaded from that.
You don't think he's ever going to be dissuaded, no matter what happens? I mean, look, right now we got ISIS. They've started in Syria. They took over a third of Iraq. Now they're in Libya, Algeria, the intel people say, Saudi Arabia, Lebanon, Jordan, Yemen. They're establishing affiliates in Afghanistan. So, and he's going to continue to say he's a big city mayor trying to stop crime. I don't think that's possible. I think the American people are going to, there's going to be a crescendo where he's going to have to do something.
Well, he certainly isn't reacting. Here he is a week ago. He goes to Congress supposedly to request authorization for the use of force. And in the beginning of his speech, he says that ISIS is on the defensive, the coalition is on the offense. He says this the very days that ISIS has now approached a base called Al-Assad outside of Baghdad, is within a few miles of the base housing some Marines, and is about to take the rest of Anbar province. So the ISIS people are actually directly at the same time on the move. Here they show up in Libya. They're showing their strength everywhere. Their affiliates are acting in Europe. And he is pretending, or at least he's saying, or at least he's trying to persuade the nation that the coalition, as you say, it's a farce. Coalition is on the offense and the bad guys are on the defense.
I don't know where the coalition is. I mean, they never meet. Who are they and what are they supposed to do? Now, on the congressional side, I'm not even sure. He's got the power to fight ISIS when he wants to do it. I mean, what is he looking? Some people say he's looking for cover. Other people, you know, the lefties say he's being too aggressive. How do you see that?
What he's doing, he's trying to give the impression of action, an imitation of motion. He's trying to do anything except carry the fight. So what does he do? He's now going to involve us in weeks and weeks of debate in the Congress with a resolution that is designed to hamper any effort against ISIS.
Then why would the Republicans go along? They're not going to go along with that, are they?
Well, they shouldn't. Obama knows this. He's rather cynical about this. He doesn't really care which way the resolution comes out, but it will take up the oxygen for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, maybe half a year. And he's already told us in the same speech, he said, he already has the necessary authority to do anything he needs to do from the original resolution of 2001.
He can fight them wherever he wants to fight them.
It's just a way to distract attention from the fact that he is not willing to make this a serious campaign.
Now, he says that he doesn't want to get America involved in another ground war like Iraq and Afghanistan. We understand that. Occupation, I wouldn't vote for that. But certainly rapid anti-terror strike force on the ground, comprised of many nations, can go in and hunt these people down where they need to be hunted down. We know where they are. Everybody knows where they are. Bombing can do so much. But, we don't have to stay there. Just go in and get them, capture them, kill them, and then leave, right?
But he is so far away from that because what you just described would require going into Syria. He's not even prepared.
So what? So you go into Syria. Who's going to complain about that? Who?
But here's my point. It's not just that he's not going to go into Syria. He's not even willing to do the containment in Iraq, which is not halfway as serious as that and halfway as difficult as that. We still are not giving the Kurds the weapons they need.
It's unbelievable.
We still are not retaking any serious territory in Iraq. As I said, we've just lost a base outside of the Al-Assad air base near in the Anbar province. This is a man who does not want to prosecute this war.
No, I just wish that I could sneak in to the bathtub where that woman was, and then why aren't you doing it? That's all I want. One question, just one. All right, now we're going to hold Charles over, talk about the personal stuff with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar once again, and the sister of a murdered Muslim in North Carolina. They're saying a bunch of stuff, and we want to talk about it. And later, the ultra-liberal mayor of New York City, Bill de Blasio, says high school students who are disruptive will get more lenient treatment. Yeah, that's a ticket, Bill. Megyn Kelly on that up ahead.